Have you ever noticed that the people you love the most are often the most difficult to talk to? Hi, my name's Paul Sterling from MagicRelationship.net, and what you're about to discover is why that is, why the people you love the most are often the most difficult to talk to, and more importantly, what you can do about it. What causes that phenomena, because it's very common. I'm a relationship coach, and it's almost all my clients have the same challenges. And this talk or this video is based on 4 core communication concepts. And once you discover those concepts, you can make sure that both of you feel heard, understood, and valued in communication. If you think about a lot of communication problems, it's based on one of those 3 things. Either you don't feel heard or your lover doesn't. You don't feel understood, and you don't feel valued for what you had to say. Because when I find relationships where both people feel heard, understood, and valued, that's a great relationship. So what we're going to do is dive into what I call the turning point for lovers. And this is how you can bring back open, honest, compassionate communication to your relationship, so that both of you feel heard, understood, and valued. That's a really key and core concept here. And we're going to dive in and go through, and now this is going to be obviously way too small for you to see, but I just want you to get the big picture. This is a flow chart of the relationship problems, and we're going to go through those 4 core key concepts. And so let's dive in there. And I have a background both in the world of communication and relationships, but also in the world of quality control, so I flow chart anything out. So let's dive into these 4 concepts, and then we'll go into the flow chart. Concept number 1. The quality of your relationship is based on the quality of your communication. And what that means is what you can and can't talk about in your relationship, and how you do and don't talk about things. Is there openness, honesty, receptivity, compassion in your communication? Are there issues that you can talk about or issues you can't talk about? Like money, jealousy, sexuality, needs, support, chores. Who gets to make the decisions around the house? And when the communication breaks down in a relationship, so does the relationship. Most relationships fall apart because the communication has fallen apart. And this is sort of like a mathematical formula, so you get this, right? The quality of your relationship is based on the quality of your communication. When that communication breaks down, so does the relationship. And almost all relationship problems are really communication problems. How we communicate with our lover, and the odd thing which most people don't talk about is how we communicate with yourself. So if this is true, then the best way you can improve your relationship and handle these problems is to improve your communication skills. So let's dive into this flow chart here. And we start with this upper corner. And I've already gone through this, so I'll go through this part pretty quickly. Quality of your communication based on the quality of the quality of your relationship based on the quality of your communication. Communication falls apart, so does the relationship. And here's where we get to the gap. And what the gap is at the bottom here, what we're getting gets far enough away from what we want, and the gap becomes big enough, you have a problem. And let's look at this. What happens here is a problem is when something has to change. And one of the big problems in relationships is one where one or both people don't feel heard, understood, and valued. And now, if something's going to change, most people instinctively know change is not easy. And some people would rather get out of the relationship and end it than making a change in the way they communicate. So here's a tough question, but an important one. The first question in this one is the relationship worth saving? Is it worth going through the changes? And if the answer is yes, then the second question here is, who's going to change it? Are you going to lead the change? Are you going to discover what to do? And then what are you going to change? So let me move this over to the next thing. And if you get here, you're at a choice point. And here are what your choices are. You can either lead the change, follow your lover if they're going to lead the change, or do nothing at all and hope it just goes away. This is sort of like when you get a cavity and you hope it's going to go away rather than going to see the dentist, because you know going to the dentist is painful, so you avoid it. Now, if you're going to lead the change, you're going to have some leadership skills. Leading is also listening, being able to listen, to translate what your partner's feelings and needs are, and to enroll them in the possibility that your relationship could and should change, that there is a better way of doing things. And the turning point in your relationship is when somebody decides they will lead the change. Anybody can grumble about that it should change, but it takes a leader to actually make it happen. Now, here are the three options you have when it comes to changing. And this one is very common. The first thing people try to do is try to make our partner change. And as tempting as it is, this rarely works. The next thing that people try to do is they try to change partners. Okay, if this partner is not going to work, I'm going to go get a new one. And the third way, which is the most successful, but also the most challenging, is change the way you relate to your partner. Now, it's best if your partner wants to make these changes with you, but it's possible to start on your own and start making the changes. And the changes are towards a quality relationship. And here's some of the characteristics of a great relationship. How you deal with change, conflict, communication, compassion, connection, choice, and courage. I guess I was on a binge of C words there, but you can slow this down, stop it at any time, and look those over and see if those are important to you. Now, if you look at it, while you're on this website, while you're watching this video, I'm willing to guess is you want some different results in your life and in your relationship. Maybe more intimacy, compassion, and understanding. Maybe you don't want to fight and argue as much. That might be your history. What controls the results you get is the actions you take. And the actions you take are controlled by your beliefs, and the problem is your beliefs are controlled by your results. So what we're going to try to do is get you a new vision of possibility. What's possible to have in your relationship? Compassion, understanding. And then what actions do you have to take to get the results you really want? Now, there's two main reasons people don't have what they want, and I know I'm covering a lot in a short period of time. You probably would want to watch this video more than once, maybe several times. Get each slide. It's important. Back to why the two main reasons people don't have what they want. Number one is not knowing what to do. And this right here ties into the action. Not knowing what actions to take to transform the way you communicate to get the results that you want, that being heard, understood, and valued in the relationship. The second one is when people know what to do, but they're not doing what they know. Like they know they should be more compassionate and understanding in their communication, but they're not doing it. So here's what you can do. Phase one, stop in the name of love. It's stopping or eliminating, well, actually, how to identify and eliminate the 5 relationship destroying mistakes. And these are communication mistakes. So its first thing is to stop doing the damage in the relationship. Stop communicating in a way that creates pain, upsets, arguments, misunderstandings. Phase 2 is about the 4 steps to instant intimacy and understanding. This is based on the principles of nonviolent communication. And this is where you get to rebuild the intimacy bridge, rebuild the connection between us. And the third one, creating a bright future, is the 7 relationship rules, how to become the change you want in your relationship. So if this is interesting to you, here's the next step. Go to magicrelationship.net/ebook and start there. Start here with Stop in the Name of Love. Get this ebook and read it. Print it out. Read it with your lover. Make a commitment that your relationship's worth saving, and you're going to do what it takes to save it. And thank you very much for taking the time to watch this, and I hope you create a bright future.